Welcome back to Benchmark. I'm Anishan Selvaraja. Now we're going to take a look at the currency wars facing emerging nations. And to shed some light on this, is joining me is associate from Frontier Research, Saritha Wijesekera. Welcome to the show, Saritha. Now, just to start off with, how have currencies of emerging nations moved around this year?
Basically, if you look at emerging currencies and how they fared in 2018, you've seen this widespread weakness in emerging currencies across the board. But if you look at the biggest losers in particular, you see the Turkish lira and the Argentine peso, which have depreciated 40 to 50% within a short span of time. And less drastic, but also equally significant, is the weakness in the Indian rupee, the Chinese yuan, Pakistani rupiah. So all these currencies have seen substantial weakness this year.
What are the reasons behind this?
So if you look at some of the main reasons, there are mainly global factors. So there are a combination of global factors which have contributed to this weakness. So the main factor, I think, is the gradual tightening by the Federal Reserve. So they have been increasing their interest rates this year. They've increased it 3 times, and they are forecasted to increase in December as well. So what happens is, when the Fed increases its interest rates, it is accompanied by a strengthening US dollar. So this has put significant weakness on emerging currencies. And another effect of the Fed tightening is also the capital outflows from emerging markets, with investors looking for higher yields abroad in the US. So apart from the Federal Reserve, there are also a couple of other factors. If you look at oil prices, rising oil prices have been putting pressure on emerging markets, particularly countries like India. So the Indian rupee is especially vulnerable to rising oil prices, and that is why you've seen 14 to 15% depreciation somewhere around September. So the Federal Reserve, rising oil prices, and also the US-China trade war. It's been in the news lately, and that is causing significant uncertainty amongst many emerging currencies, and that is sort of causing a widespread sell-off among emerging currencies.
Now, Saritha, yes, emerging nations, they've had a problem with the currencies, but now they've started to appreciate. But Sri Lanka, on the other hand, our rupee has stayed down, and it's not appreciating as fast. What do you have to say for that?
So if you look at the performance of the Sri Lankan rupee this year, there are actually 2 bouts of depreciation. So sometime in September you saw, as you said, moderate depreciation. But again, in October, following October, November, there was a much sharper rate of depreciation. So the first bout of depreciation in September is, as I said, caused by the knock-on effect of global developments. But the reason that the rupee fared slightly better, or depreciated by a smaller margin, is because of the strength of the external reserves. So the fundamentals of the rupee have been improving under the fiscal consolidation agenda of the government, and the progress towards the IMF's sustainable goals has also helped strengthen the external position of Sri Lanka, and that has sort of, if you can say, shielded the rupee against significant depreciation. But as I said, the second bout of depreciation in October, November was caused by local factors. So mainly the recent political uncertainty and the credit rating downgrades, Sri Lanka's credit rating downgrade, really caused the investors to sort of exit the market, and this caused pressure on the LKR. So two periods of depreciation. The first was global, and the second was local.
So, Saritha, what must be done to bring the currency back to earlier levels?
Yeah, so if you look at the outlook for Sri Lanka, for Sri Lankan rupee, going forward, it is quite volatile given the possible elections in 2019, if not sooner. So, as I said, the global factors are easing, but the main factor which will affect the rupee going forward is the political situation at home. So you will see less pressure on the rupee as global factors are easing, but for it to actually perform better, you need to see a continuation of the government's fiscal consolidation agenda, which we saw last year. So the IMF has actually put those talks on hold, but if we do restart the program and continue towards those goals, the fundamentals will strengthen, and this will see not an appreciation but reduced depreciation of the rupee.
Thank you very much for joining us, Saritha.
Cheers.
That was Associate of Frontier Research, Saritha Wijesekera. The team at Benchmark would now like to take the opportunity to wish all our viewers a Merry Christmas and a peaceful and prosperous New Year. Thank you for watching Benchmark.